Sometimes in life, we feel low. We don't feel necessarily how we want to feel in that present moment. We don't necessarily feel the emotions that we want to feel. We don't necessarily enjoy the feeling that we have in our bodies. Now, that's a normal part of being human. Our normal part of being human is to fall into lower energy sometimes. And when we can learn to accept that, that will allow us to then work through it and to process that and to not allow it to define who we are and to consume us and to stay stuck in that lower energy longer than we need to. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to raise your vibration when you feel low, how to get out of that lower energy and to move through it and to grow from it and not allow it to consume your life. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing you can do to raise your vibration when you feel low is super simple, but it's super powerful, is just accept what you feel 100%. Like if you're at a lower state of being right now or at any point in your life, the last thing you want to do is resist that, because resistance creates more of what you don't want to experience. What you resist persists. And maybe you've heard that before, but it's absolutely true. There's been so many moments in my life where I resisted what I felt for so long. For so long, I just chose to be in resistance to what I felt in my body. I didn't give myself the opportunity to be in such a deep state of acceptance that it would counterintuitively go away. And that's how life is sometimes. Life is extremely counterintuitive. It's like you can resist these emotions for so long. For so long, you can resist what you feel. And then finally, you get to a space of acceptance where you fully accept what you feel. And then it goes away. That's the magic of life. That's the paradox of life. You can be in resistance for so long, you can fight that emotion for such a long period of time, be in that depression, be in that sadness, and then you get to a point where you're just like, I can't take this anymore. You finally just say, I give up. I give up. I fully accept. And then guess what? Maybe not right away. Maybe you don't feel good. I'm not saying that accept, like when you're accepting, it's not like you accept to feel good. It's like, no, I feel bad, I accept that. I accept that I feel sad. I accept that I feel anger. Now, I just want to be clear though, when I say accept something, let's say we're talking about anger here, I don't mean to let yourself lash out to the world and to be angry and to like yell at somebody. I'm not saying accept in terms of like let yourself be a victim. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like if you feel victim, yeah, accept that you're a victim, but I don't mean it in a way where it's like you let yourself be angry at the world and project it outwards. I mean to turn your consciousness inwards and to feel what you feel 100%. That doesn't mean you get angry at somebody and let yourself sort of be unconscious. It just means that you fully feel what you feel, okay? You let yourself process those emotions. You let yourself process what you feel, and you don't have resistance to it. And when you finally just fully move into that emotional state of acceptance, it goes away. Maybe not right away, because when you accept it, it still feels bad. But over time, maybe whether that day or in a couple weeks, or maybe if it's something really serious in your life, it could take months or years, whatever. But like, it doesn't take that long usually. When you're in full acceptance, for me, it's like if I feel negative emotion, I go right into meditation. It just goes away. Now, not right away, but it eventually fades away. Now, the second thing you can do, the second thing that I realized in my life is that the only way out is in. The only way out is in, okay? If you think that something outside of you is gonna help you to get yourself to a high vibration, it's just not going to work. Now, don't get me wrong. A video can pull up your vibration. A support system can pull your vibration up. Somebody can pull your vibration up, but only to a certain level. There's a limitation to that. If you truly want to ascend to a higher vibration, you cannot depend on a video. Like, these videos may raise your vibration, but you can't depend on that. You have to go within. Now, the key is to see that the only way really out is in. It's almost like I'm at the point in my life where when I know I have a negative emotion, I have to feel that emotion. I know even if I have an urge to like not meditate, I know I have to go within. So when I feel negative emotion, what I do is I immediately, if it's too strong, either I become present or I go right deep into meditation. I fully experience it, because sometimes we have to see that the only way really out of what you feel is not out, it's in. It's inside of you. That's what it is. That's the truth. The only way out really is in, okay? Now, the third thing you can do to raise your vibration when you feel low is to let go of what doesn't serve, okay? Now, what does this mean? This means that you might have something in your life right now that, whether it's short term or whether it's long term, there's something you have to let go of. There's something you need to remove from your life. Whether it be watching something for too long on the internet, like you're on the computer for too long, or you're eating that food, you're eating something that you know is not serving you, or it's like you're holding on to something. Like, you could be on the computer, and you're holding on to that thing that's keeping you at a lower state. And it's so interesting. This point's really interesting, because you would think that, like, if I was to ask you right now, do you want to feel low in your life? Of course, you would say no. Any human being would not consciously want to feel bad. And if they do, they feel good from that. Like, if somebody wants to feel bad, if somebody is in that state in their life, they get some pleasure out of that. We move towards a feeling of good in life as human beings. If I was to ask any human being, do you want to feel bad? Most people, if not every single human being, would say no. Excuse me. They would say no. They would say, I want to feel good. Now, the interesting thing, though, is that even with that being said, most of the times what happens is that we still, even though that may be true, what we do is we still, weirdly enough, go after pain. It's almost like, yes, we don't want to feel pain, but we still create pain in our life. We still consciously go back to things that are painful. It's like, why? Well, it's because part of the ego gets some weird gratification from being in pain. It's the weirdest thing. I know it's hard to accept that, but it's like, that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes the ego doesn't realize that it wants to be in pain. It doesn't realize that it likes to play victim. And it's like, it's the hardest thing to accept that. It's like, Francis, I don't want to feel pain. It's like, I don't want to feel this. Of course, it's like, of course you don't want to feel that. But if you observe the actions of the ego, at some weird level, we keep going back to pain for some reason. I'll give you an example. It's like we all know that, like, binge watching YouTube videos for too long. Like, for me personally, if I watch YouTube videos for too long and I binge watch YouTube, it brings my vibration down. Yet we still have that part of us that keeps doing these things, even though it's obviously lowering our state of being. Why? Why do we keep doing these things? Why is that the case? Why is it that we know something's bad for us, but we still keep doing it? Because we still think that it's serving us to some degree. We're afraid to let it go. Whether it's just watching that thing on YouTube, staying on the computer for too long, something short term, or something long term, like letting go of a career, or being in a relationship that is not serving you, letting go of that, or whatever it may be in your life. We like to hold on. And the key to this is to let go of what doesn't serve. Just let it go. Let go of, like, maybe you have this urge to stay on the computer when you know it's lowering your vibe. Just get off the computer. Don't feed into the urge. Maybe you're in a career path that's not serving you. just let it go. You'll feel so much lighter after. You will. You want to stay attached to that thing, and I do sometimes too with certain things in my life, but the key is just to let go. You're going to feel the lightness of your life that comes after when you just choose to let it go. It's going to be a difference between being in a very dense vibration where you're like defending yourself, you're complaining, you're being in a negative state, and then you just feel lighter when you let go of that thing. It's going to be a clear difference in the vibration. You'll actually be able to feel the difference in your vibration. You're going to be able to feel that you don't need to be consumed by whatever it is, whatever that thing is in your life. You don't need to be consumed by whatever that thing may be. You can choose to let it go and raise your vibration as a result. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. As always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.